Yo, what's good everyone? OJ here. Welcome to another video. Today, we're going to be talking about a lot of different information, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we are starting off with this new rumor that has kind of popped up in the whole Nintendo Switch revision madness, that the system is being internally called the Nintendo Switch S. Now, Nerd Bacon and also Marcus Sellers reported on this recently, and of course, there's been a little bit of a spotty track record when it comes to Marcus Sellers and his reporting on what was going to happen or not. But Nerd Bacon is also saying that they have sources that say that Nintendo Switch S is going to be the name, or at least it's internally referred to as the Nintendo Switch S, but they don't think that's going to be the final name of the system, or it's confirmed to be the final name at this point. Now, some information that they were linking in order to connect it to was what Dragon Quest was being called, right? You have Dragon Quest 11 S, right? That's the Nintendo Switch version of the game, so they're trying to connect some type of link there, and they feel that it's going to be a lot more of a beefier machine, or at least they've been reporting that way, whereas some other reports have came out that no, it's going to be more of a mild upgrade, nothing too crazy, maybe the Nintendo 3DS to the new Nintendo 3DS. So right now we don't really know exactly where this system is going to be, or even if this system is real. The only thing that we do know is that the majority of people out there are reporting that there is going to be a Switch revision. From the insiders to outside people, people think that there's going to be a new version of the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo has done iterations and new versions of any system that can be considered a handheld before. Switch is a hybrid, I get that, it's a home console in addition to a portable, but I do feel that Nintendo is going to revise the Nintendo Switch, which I've talked about multiple times at this point. Now, I do want to talk about a little bit more information from what Nerd Bacon reported that I didn't talk about on my recent PE Live, and that is what Reggie Fils-Aimé was doing at GameStop. So apparently Nintendo is going to team up with GameStop to have an aggressive trade-in program, and here is what they had to say exactly on the matter. Quote, Nintendo is still likely to be readying an aggressive trade-in promotion with various retailers for players who want to trade in their original Switch units for the new Nintendo Switch S. Nintendo of America President Reggie Fils-Aimé made a special appearance at this year's GameStop Managers Conference and likely met with top executives of the company to solidify Nintendo Switch S promotion plans. However, that cannot be confirmed at this time. So he was there, right? He was there at the GameStop Managers Conference and all of that. And Nintendo does go to these things in order to get better promotion, because one of the biggest problems that Nintendo had last generation with the Wii U, and to an extent the 3DS, was promotion at places like GameStop. Their stuff was all the way in the back, in the corner. They didn't really get good positions, whereas like PlayStation 4 and Xbox, they had all the prime spots at the front of the store across the walls, whereas Nintendo was just stuck in a little corner in the back. And from what I've seen from my GameStops, Nintendo's definitely a lot more positioned better from what I've seen. They're at the front of the store. I know the GameStop that I go to, right when you walk in, right to the left, there is a big Nintendo Switch section. Then there's even more Nintendo Switch Amiibo and other things like that in the back of the store. So it's definitely better than what we saw with the Wii U, where there was like a little corner for Wii U and 3DS towards the end of that system's life. So I know Nintendo's always trying to wheel and deal to make sure that they get better promotions and things like that. Plus, there's been a number of exclusive GameStop type of stuff that Nintendo's done with them before, right? There's been like Cloud Amiibo or certain types of Amiibo that have been exclusive to GameStop. There's been stuff like the Mega Man 11 Amiibo bundle. Obviously, Nintendo, Capcom, and GameStop all have to work together on that. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be more stuff coming up, especially with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate coming out. There's probably going to be some exclusive Amiibo or things like that. So it could just be that. But either way, I think that this rumor is interesting. I'm not sure if it's true or anything like that. Like I said, Marcus Sellers' record isn't necessarily the best. I personally feel that that might not be the actual name of it, even the internal name, but I do think that there's going to be a Nintendo Switch Super or a new Nintendo Switch or a revised Nintendo Switch. But I think at the end of the day, that's all that matters. I think a lot of us can agree that there's going to be something. We just have to wait and see what it is. Now, I don't know about the rest of the stuff with the whole GameStop and everything else, the lot beefier machine, but hey, who knows? Nintendo can be unpredictable at times. So what do you guys think about this story here, Nintendo Switch S? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And remember, once again, it is a rumor at this point, guys. All right, and moving into the next topic here, we do have a brand new new Nintendo Switch firmware update. We are now at version 6.0.1. We do have some patch notes as well. So 6.0 was the big update, Nintendo Online, adding in some features here and there. This one, not so much. We back to those stability boys. You guys hype for this? General system stability improvements to enhance the user's experience, including resolved an issue where internet connection test does not display correct results for download and upload speed, so that's somewhat useful, right? And resolved an issue where some licensed controllers, motion controls such as tilt functions, respond incorrectly. That's more of a big one there, because the last thing that you want is when you're playing a game and you have some incorrect motion controls. You don't want that in your game. You want to make sure that you're doing things correctly with the controllers, with the licensed ones especially. So getting that fixed was a good thing. So I'm glad that they got that all patched up. And I think people are still kind of waiting for the bigger one here so we can get some folders. I think that people are waiting for the built-in apps, right? Like the Netflix and all that, built-in voice chat, messaging, all of those things. I'm hoping at some point those get introduced to the Nintendo Switch. Probably not in 2018, but maybe in 2019, something kind of happens there. I think themes are something that people really wanted. There was some information or some data mines that I know I went over a bit ago that I thought might have some info on messaging and other stuff like that, or even potentially themes. So we'll see what Nintendo does with that. I thought the launch of the Nintendo Switch Online might have been a good chance to kind of put that out there, but it's not here yet. So that's one thing Nintendo can definitely do better, is with the system itself, getting the themes, getting the folders, getting the built-in voice chat, getting all that stuff would be really cool. I know people want the apps like Netflix and all that stuff like that. So those are all things Nintendo can work on for the end of this year and hopefully get it out next year. The Switch has been out since 2017. I know that there was a lot of these features that were included in the Wii U and even made their way to the Nintendo 3DS. So I'm not exactly sure what's taking so long to get some of these features on, like folders and all that, but I do recall folders and other things kind of taking a little bit of time on the 3DS and the Wii U. So maybe there's some security issues because people are always hacking stuff when it comes to Nintendo. So maybe there's some security issues and things that they have to figure out first before they release it. But either way, I'm happy with the games, especially the RPGs that are coming out, and I think that eventually we're going to get all the different things that people are kind of asking for. I'm just hoping that it's more sooner than later. So what do you guys think about this new firmware update? Have you guys downloaded it yet? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the final topic here, we have a little bit of a different story. Usually when we hear about hacking and all of this stuff, it's with Nintendo, but this time it's with Sony, and apparently Sony has sent out the Ninja, or in this case, the Sony Shinobi, to this man in California who was selling jailbroken PlayStation 4 consoles. So we haven't seen too much of all of this in the 5-year history or so of the PlayStation 4, but yes, jailbreaking PlayStation 4s are starting to make their way around, and Sony has sued a California resident, Eric Scales, for selling jailbroken PlayStation 4s on eBay and his own site with piracy in mind. Now, Scales allegedly violated both Sony's copyrights and Digital Millennium Copyright Act by circumventing the console's copy protection and loading systems with bootlegged games of Call of Duty World War II and God of War. And Scales apparently was not shy about what he was doing either. Sony bought 2 of the consoles themselves to catch Scales in the act, and noted that the accused included printed instructions showing them how to install illegal copies and encouraged people to enjoy all games for free. That is a big problem. You cannot do that. That is against the law, and Sony came cracking down with the Shinobi on them. Heck, even on Scales' website, according to Engadget here, that it displayed a skull and crossbones pirate flag and encouraged people to stop buying games. He couldn't claim that he was modding PlayStation 4s for any other type of reasons then, because it's all laid out right there for you. There's not any, legal backups or anything. This guy was trying to get people to hack and to play games for free, to bootleg games on there. So this is going to be a pretty big win for Sony on here, and to scare other people out there from doing something like this and trying to profit off the developers' hard work. Now look, whether you like Sony or not, that's not the problem. Whether you like Nintendo or not, that's not the problem. You cannot break the law and do stuff like this. You can't do stuff like this, and especially selling them. It's one thing to bootleg bootleg something and be hush hush and keep it to yourself, but to start selling systems and kind to put it out there so everybody can see, and you're telling people and encouraging people to break the law, that's a problem. That's going to be a huge problem, and Sony Shinobi definitely caught him in the act, buying 2 of them and confirming that that's exactly what he was doing. So definitely going to be a prison sentence for him. Sony's going to go after him hard. I don't think they're going to take it easy on him or try to do some type of weak plea deal with community service or something like that. I think he's going to get some jail time or prison time. So we're going to have to wait and see, and I'll keep tabs on this story for you guys. So what do you guys think about all the different topics that we discussed here, from the Nintendo Switch S rumor to the Switch firmware update, and now this one here with the Sony Shinobi? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to Player Essence for this RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.